if you're just jumping in online, if you can answer these questions and share, if you can answer these questions and share them on the chat, that would be awesome. Another minute or so. Okay, cool. So now let's take like 2 minutes or so in your tables to share. So seniors, your parents are probably sitting at your table, or parents, if you're here with other parents, like feel free to share, like, what are you excited about and what are you worried about? Okay, so just in your tables. And then if you're online, hopefully you can see the chat with each other and be able to, yeah, if y'all can just share your answers, because I think only a few parents have shared it, that would be awesome. So we'll take about 2 minutes to share what you're excited about. Parents, what are you excited about or worried about as well? Thank you for sharing, everyone online. Awesome. Does anyone want to share? Does anyone want to share what they're excited about? Let's talk about excitement. What are we excited about? Go ahead, Alex.
Carla and I said that we're really excited to we're back in person to kind of enjoy being in the classroom again and just cherishing the last moments that we have with our peers, given that our class is pretty tight and close. And we both talked about how we're kind of worried about college applications and just stress that comes from the academic rigor.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, a lot of people, even online, are saying they're excited to just be back in person and being able to like be in school with each other. That's awesome. What else? What else are we excited about? Parents, what are we excited about for your children?
I'm excited about them having the senior experience, their dances at rallies,
Mhm.
maybe even with seniors, hopefully we'll do a grad night.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, a lot of like specific events, right? So dances, pep rallies, and then grad night, and we'll get to that in a little bit. What else are we excited about? Some parents online are saying they're excited to see their children just turn into college students and like really transition into this in this time period. Anyone else? Okay, what are we worried about? Another lockdown, yeah. What are we worried about in terms of even in this transition? Feel free to share out. You don't have to raise your hand.
that the whole application process for college goes smoothly.
College applications, yeah. How many of you parents are worried about like college application things or just like all that stuff? Or seniors, how many are worried about college applications, right? Worried about college acceptances, yeah, about even like getting into colleges, right? That's a huge like, we've been working so hard, you've been working so hard as a family to like get your children ready for that. Okay, that's a legitimate worry. Awesome. And if you didn't share it out loud, hopefully you wrote it down so that I can take that later and then just be able to send that out. My hope is that from this, that we as a senior class, I get to work with our senior class cabinet. Eric, do you want to just introduce yourself really quickly? He's the only one that's here right now, or Pizza too.
I graduated 2021 around senior class six.
Awesome. Yeah, we have them, and then we even have our like CSL cabinet here. I won't have you guys introduce yourselves. Don't worry. They weren't ready for it. But I get the privilege of working with our students, and then also working with our like staff and administration, and our lovely principal, Ms. Tessier, to just like get everything done for our school, and hopefully for our seniors to make this meaningful. And so all of the worries, all of the things that you're excited about, we want to like work together to make sure those things happen with as little burden on parents and families as possible. And so hopefully being here is going to be meaningful for you to just like express those things and even just share some of the concerns that you might have. And so like that kind of goes into just like, what can we do to make this year more meaningful? And so some of the things that we've been doing so far, we have been doing the pep rallies, we have been, sports are back on and things like that, right? But also we have an awesome pathways teacher, Ms. Martinez, who has been helping all of your children with their college apps. Yeah, seniors, most of you, yeah, working on college apps, and really giving us those opportunities for your seniors to just be successful in the college process. All right, and we obviously have our awesome counselors, Mrs. Espino, Ms. Galleros, that like have been helping, and even when it gets to the financial part for college, like to be able to support and make that part of your senior year. And as parents, expect those meetings to come for at once acceptances and things like that happen. So thinking about that, hopefully the next question you can answer. If you need a second note card, go ahead and do that. But the next question is like, what can we do to make senior year more meaningful? So seniors, directly to you, but also parents, how can we make your senior year parenthood more meaningful? What can we do as a school? What can we do as a community to make this year more meaningful? So if you're online, please throw that in the chat, answer this question. What can we do to make this year more meaningful? Take a minute. Awesome. So does anyone want to share any ideas from how to make their senior year more meaningful? Or parents? So for some people online, they talked about like seeing colleges, raising money for senior activities. Great point. We're going to get to that in a second. As parents, having like close communication with your children, with your seniors, especially during this time, I think communicating that's going to be really important. But yeah, anyone want to share how to make their senior year more meaningful? Cool. It's okay. It's okay if no one wants to share. I know it's late. We're trying to get out of here. It's cool. More senior activities. So some people online are sharing some things. So more senior activities. I think that's awesome. And we're going to share a little bit about what we've done in a second. So moving on to the second part of tonight. Why is this not going next? We're going to talk about senior events and things like that. So really quickly, I'm going to have Eric share just some of the things that have been going on for the seniors if you haven't been updated. So and then he's going to talk a little bit about how much we've also raised so that we can talk about what we need to do as well.
So basically, we've had a couple of fundraisers already happen. We've had the senior shirts, which we sold shirts for the seniors. You know, the blue one that's like blue tie-dye. We got like around $500 from that. We also had 2 senior food fairs where we sell food during the lunch period. We sold pizza and we also sold Tostilocos, and from that we got in around $400. We also got the senior movie night that we had a couple weeks ago over here. We got $300 just having fun with the entire school. And we also had the senior assassin, which is why Moises is wearing a floaty at the moment, where we shoot each other with water guns, and we got around like $230 just from that. So in total, we've raised a couple $1,000, and we're just looking for more fundraisers. That way we could have like a good prom, a good grad night, and more like senior events that will require funding. And so so far what we've brainstormed as like a senior class and also CSL cabinet is we have the like seasonal movie nights, so maybe one for Halloween or maybe one for Christmas, spooky drive-through, which is also like might be very like short notice, but we want to make it happen since it's gonna be fun. We could get funds from it. We also got a senior tag, which is also going to be something similar to like the senior assassin, but it's a little bit different. But I won't go too in detail into that. And also a senior posada. So during December, we're gonna have different maybe like catering or other stuff like that. Just have the whole community come in and just like have a little posada. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, that's all it is.
Thanks, Eric. So yeah, part of the senior events of like fundraising, we're going to get to the fundraising in a second too, but a big part of it is like having like your traditional senior events, right? So prom, grad night, and then our senior week that we usually have some really good fun, and obviously graduation and things like that. So there's a lot of things that are happening for your seniors during this year, mostly happening near the end of the year, right? As we like wrap up their high school career. And so a big part of that is looking at, like how much each of these things cost, right? So prom traditionally over the last like 6-7 years has ranged anywhere from $80 to $120. Grad night has ranged anywhere from 100, it used to be like 130, but because all of Disneyland's tickets got expensive, so now it's $180, right? And the range is to $200. And I'll also send these things out on Jupiter. So if you want to take notes, that's fine, but I'll also send it out. Senior pictures, I believe everyone got a Jupiter message, right? So ranging anywhere from 50-ish to 100, depending on what package it is. Senior week, we usually ask seniors to be paying about $30 because we give food, we do different activities and all of that. All of that happens within a week when the seniors go to a half day's worth of classes. And then we have fun as a senior class. We sign yearbooks. We do like some fun games at the park or around school. Senior week, we'll also try to go to Disneyland for grad night. And so all of that cost goes into that. And then senior gear, the senior class is looking at possibly doing like a hoodie or something, just like as like a last class of 2022 thing. And so that's a lot of costs if you think about it, right? And that's not counting the yearbook. That's not counting a couple other things that happen later as well, right? And so if you look at that, that's actually a lot of money, and we want to help support our seniors for that, because really, like, if we can fundraise and do our job as a community to help support our seniors, then it becomes less of a financial burden for our families, right? So if the total cost is anywhere from what, 320, 420, 450, about $500 just for these things, imagine if we fundraise enough to make it only 350 or 400 per senior, right? And that actually doesn't include couple of the big things that we want to fundraise for is the bus to Disneyland. So the ticket for grad night is $180 plus tax. But the bus, because we have to charter 2 buses to bring our seniors up there for 14 hours bus driving, right? It costs anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000, right? And our school traditionally has fundraised enough for that so that none of the seniors have to pay an extra $50 to just ride a bus, right? But the important part for us is, how do we come alongside our seniors and you as families to get that support so that we can have an easier senior year, right? So the question is, how do we fundraise X amount of dollars? And the reason I left this blank is because I think it's our job to talk about, hey, how much do we want to raise? It's our job to set a goal, right? And so what we're gonna look at right now is just different ideas. So like Eric just shared, we had food sales. We have these like crazy activities that like make money, and it sounds like a lot of money, right? The seniors raise, I think in the senior account right now, it's anywhere from like $2,000 to $3,000. And that sounds like a lot of money, but $3,000 split between 100 seniors is not that much money, right? It's 20 bucks, 30 bucks, right? How do we like bring out different ideas like the posada that we've had for the last, well, we didn't have it the last 2 years because of COVID, but like we've had them in the past and they've been really successful. I don't know the exact money that we raised the last time we had it, I believe in 2019, but it did raise a lot of money. It raised enough to cover definitely like the buses for grad night, right? And so how do we do that? And especially now that we can't just cram like 500 people in a small space, we have to think of like really like smart ideas on how do we make it safe for everybody, but at the same time, we're meaningful, but also at the same time raising the money that we need for it to happen, right? And so what I'm hoping that we can do right now for the next like 5 minutes is like in your tables, just to think like, how can we raise money? If I said, go like think like we can try to do whatever we can, obviously, within safety reasons and I guess legal reasons, right? But like, what can we do to raise money for this? So let's take a couple minutes to just brainstorm ideas. Looks like some people online are already doing that, but let's just take like 5 minutes to do this. Share ideas, write them down, especially this part. So let's take 5 minutes. It is 5 minutes. Let's see, what time is it? 2 more minutes, y'all. 2 more minutes. Great ideas. Keep it coming. Seconds, 30 more seconds, please. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe we'll, that actually would be really cool. I think we can see how we can create that small business. And yeah, that would be really fun. All right. So it sounds like there's a lot of talking, which is really good because that means there's a lot of ideas and even just reading online. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these ideas, we'll send them out, we'll compile a list and see how we can do that as a community. Are there any big ideas that anyone wants to just throw out there? That any thoughts on what we can do to maybe fundraise on a larger level? Don't be shy. Nolan, does Nolan want to share? Nolan wants to share. Nolan, what'd you guys come up with? Yes. Okay, cool. So like ideas of like how we can offer services and things like that, right? Go for it. Okay, like a cool, like, okay, so like a father, daughter, mother, son type of dance event kind of thing, events like that. That's awesome. And I'm gonna share, like, I think those are really cool events. But one of the things I want to encourage us to brainstorm and look at is, let's just say for like a senior father-daughter dance that we charge $20, right? The problem, it's a good problem because the money just gets recycled in. So we need to find ways to engage like the rest of community. So if we're inviting other people's father daughters, you know, not just our school, then that would like help with fundraising. But otherwise, we're just taking money that we would have otherwise like put into ourselves anyways, and we're just creating an event to recycle that money. Yeah. Mhm. That's really good, right? And so how do we engage our community, our elementary and our middle school levels? and get that support. Online, there's a couple of things like community rummage sales or renting the parking lot to different vendors to make money. Good. How do we engage our community? That's actually that's really good. Yeah. Any other ones? You guys want to share? Eric, do you want to share? Okay, raffles. Okay. There might be some legality things about raffling, but we can talk about stuff like that. Do you want to share an idea that your parents had? That was a really cool idea. Yeah. Go ahead.
Basically, just like having all the parents show up, not just parents, just like anyone, or seniors sell like a ticket or two, and they'll just show up and paint. We have like a campus, paintbrushes,
Yeah. Yeah, like a painting class where we open it up, right? That's go. Won't say. Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting. And yeah, that's good. So hopefully you guys wrote that down. Car washes are always like one of those things because we used to see car washes all over the place, right? We'll look at what is allowed because I know California went through a drought and then car washes like weren't allowed to be happening during the drought. So these are all great ideas. Any other ones you guys want to throw out? And if you write it down, that's fine. So we can compile that together. So a lot of great ideas. And the last thing, we're at 8:10. So just about where I wanted to get us out. The last thing I want us to all think about, parents, this is to you, seniors, you can check out for right now. But what I really want us to think about is having a parent group that can help lead with different fundraising ideas because the students are doing their part on campus with their sales and different activities and games. And obviously they have to like be executing that as well. And so to have a group of parents that we can send an email or a Jupiter message to and go, hey, let's meet and let's like either on Zoom or either in person, and then have different groups that can do different things so that we can collectively raise money. I think that could be really beneficial. And so I'm not asking you to put your name in right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to send a Jupiter message sometime at the beginning of next week to ask which parents are willing to help support and contribute in this and like to do these ideas and to make it work for our kids. So think about it. My ask is that whether you're online or here right now, to think about if you're willing to help put in effort. I promise you it won't take so much time that it'll just be unbearable. It might be, hey, I have more time during the winter, so I can help with the posada, right? It might be, I don't have time to help with the posada, but I can help with something later on, like the dance or the art class. So I'm not asking, we're not asking for a commitment of like, we need 2 hours a week to do this or whatever. I'm just asking if you're willing to help in any capacity, to help plan, to help lead some of your ideas. Maybe they might be your ideas and we just help you get to it. I would love that, right? And so the goal is to make it as cheap as possible. Imagine if we fundraise so much money that all of those events ended up only being like $100, right? Imagine if grad night only cost $50 instead of $200, right? And I think it's doable, especially with this class of seniors. Like I think Alex was saying, you guys are really close. Like, and so I'm guessing that means hopefully as parents that y'all are close as well. And I think we can really do it this year. And my hope is that we can make this happen for your seniors. So are there any questions or anything that anyone's worried about, concerns, questions, thoughts, ideas before we wrap this up? Go ahead.
Just felt like if at any point in the school year, if anyone has year input and we need help with brainstorming. So we're kind of in a kind of good to
Awesome. Yeah, talking to the senior class cabinet or the CSL cabinet is definitely good. Any questions, concerns, thoughts? Yes.
I have one, witnessing the leadership retreat that happened, you have a lot of very articulate leaders on this campus. And I know every year the service folks in Chula Vista, like the Kiwanis, the Rotary, every year they give money to students, every year. And I'm thinking this might be a great opportunity to get some of those leaders to put together some sort of presentation. Because I think a lot of these service clubs will be more willing to give large donations to an actual school because it's affecting more kids. Because they realize how much COVID has been just horrible for kids. So like Eric, I'm thinking of the way he presents, I'm thinking of some other students that I saw, but I think that would be a great idea because they typically give anywhere from $500 to $1,000. That might give you a couple $1,000 right there. And if they see these students standing up and representing the school, I think you got a slam dunk.
Yeah, and that would be awesome to bring. So Nitsa, Eric, if you guys can just note that. So in our next CSL meeting that we can bring that to senior class. That'll be really good, right? And so hopefully that's something our seniors can take care of. And that really reminds me, like a big part of it is we missed out on a year and a half plus of fundraising that seniors could have done. And so us putting more effort and obviously seeing how our school and the system can help support us as well, right? I'd like for them to see that we're doing our part, so they're maybe a little bit more willing to help us out a little bit more. And again, all of this benefits the seniors. So, you know, and it's not going, no money that we raise will go towards anything other than what our senior class events are going to have, going to do. So I hope that helps reassure and also gives us a little bit more of an incentive to just contribute as much as we can and put as much as we can into it. Cool.
I was also thinking, I don't know if it's like allowed, but I was thinking that
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Someone put that on there as well. So we can definitely explore that for sure. And the last thing is we have, now that our school has our own ASB funds account, we don't have to do a lot of things through the CVLCC board anymore. So it's not as tedious. We can do everything here with our organization, which has been very convenient and very awesome. So we get to actually manage the funds. We get to control it and make sure that it all goes to where it needs to go, which sometimes in the past was a struggle putting money in and then a struggle pulling money out. This year, it's all ours. So I think we're gonna have a lot of benefit in that. So if there are no questions, I'll stick around. If you all could just hand or just pile the cards in the middle of the table. Make sure you separate the ones that are blank and the ones that have stuff on them. And then I'll collect those. Thank you, everyone that showed up online. Thank you for everyone that showed up here. I appreciate you. And please, I'm here for any questions or anything throughout the year. And so, yeah, have a good one, y'all. Thank you for taking time out of tonight. Bye, y'all. Thank you all.